I'm doing cost research, and while contacting manufacturers, I'm struggling to know how much info to provide to get pricing I need. I find most have asked for tech packs and photos. Is that sort of the norm for a minimum requirement? A lot of suppliers are going to pressure you for a tech pack or designs, right? Engineering drawings, whatever, however they word it. A lot of will say tech pack because to give you an accurate quote for a customized product, that's what they're going to have to know. It's really hard for them because, like, you have to understand, right? Like, what they don't want to do is quote you something like, say, oh, you want to sell mouse pads? Great. We'll quote you at 35 cents per mouse pad. And then when you customize your mouse pad, you're like, oh, I actually want it this thickness and this material, and I want this little pad right here. And then you come back to them and be like, you told me it was 35 cents, right? And then there's like that awkward thing. So they are trying to avoid that. So that's why when you're like, hey, how much is it for custom mouse pads? They're like, well, what do you want customized? Like, oh, I'm just, like if I want to do a custom print and maybe change the thickness a little bit, and like, okay, well, like how much, right? So it makes sense. They want the details to be able to give you an accurate quote. So yeah, what I've been talking to a lot of you guys about is in that first initial email. I know in the coaching program, right, I have like some thoughts and things as far as like initial emails, play big fish, here's some questions to ask. Keep that first initial contact, like very first cold outreach to a supplier, keep it pretty basic. Keep it pretty easy, pretty basic. I wouldn't like send out your tech pack and cold emails to everyone and like all the nitty gritty details. Initial feeler, like start the conversation. Hey, I'm looking to do custom mouse pads. Is that something you guys do? Like send. Not saying that simple, but as an example, right? You're not sending tech packs, you're not getting into nitty gritty. See how they respond, see how quickly they respond, gauge their, level of communication skill, English, all that kind of stuff, right? All the other aspects of a good supplier. And then take the conversation to the next step. You don't immediately have to like, after that, be like, oh, sweet, you responded, boom, and like throw up all the information at them. No, just take the next little baby step, the next little level of information that they need. And maybe you ask, so first email, you just ask, can you guys make custom mouse pads with your nice little intro? Yes, we can make custom mouse pads. Sweet. How much would it cost to customize mouse pads, or what's your base price on your mouse pad? And what does that include? Our base mouse pad is this. This is how much it is per unit. If you want custom color logo, it is this much increase for the mouse pad. Okay, cool. Great. Thank you. We're thinking of doing some maybe more complex adjustments to the mouse pad, like a pad at the bottom of the mouse pad. Is that something you could do? Yes, that's something we could do. Oh, great. Here's the tech pack. What would be the price? Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, well, Andy, if I drag out the conversation like that, it's going to make this process take 10 times longer. But let's go back to what we're trying to do here. We're trying to weed out, we're trying to filter through suppliers that suck at communicating, don't communicate in a timely manner, and don't thoroughly like give you the information and communicate in a way that's acceptable. So by sending a lot of messages, you're kind of doing yourself a favor before you ever send them too much info, because you're weeding them out before you give them like the meat and potatoes. Like I said, you don't want to just go send your tech back out to everyone, especially if you have like a cool product, cool idea and stuff. You want to make sure you're sending it to the best factories you can. So do this process. And again, like here's my super tip for this. Send emails to your suppliers at night. Like, I don't know if you guys are like watching Netflix at 10 o'clock at night or reading your book or doing whatever at night, chilling, grab your laptop, grab your phone, 20 minutes and message your suppliers at like 10 p.m. You will get responses a lot quicker. In fact, you could have that entire conversation that I just had, which was like 4 different emails or messages in about 20 to 25 minutes instead of waiting 4 days. Because if you email in the morning, you're waiting 4 days because they won't respond to you until 11 and you're not checking your phone at 11 and you wait another day and right. And it drags on forever. But if you go in at night, you can have like literally almost like a back and forth chat communication with suppliers because they're online and they'll respond quick. If they're legit or like if they're good or want your business or whatever, they'll respond quickly and you can get the conversation kind of progressing faster. So that's what I would do is I would try to progress quickly, filter through kind of the bums. And then once you kind of build a little bit of trust and communication, then send them your tech pack. And you can do it pretty quick. You don't have to make it a month-long thing. But if you're talking specifically about shipping costs and like what information to send them, that's a question that comes up quite a bit too, where people are like, hey, should I send them my home address? If you feel good about that and you feel comfortable with that, yeah, send them your home address. Like we do it, we did it. Like it's just, I don't know. I'm not a huge warrior in that aspect. Like if someone wants to come to my house and visit me, please, I'm prepared to visit you at any time of day. But no, like jokes aside, like if you don't feel comfortable giving your home address or wherever you're gonna have your product shipped to, like from these initial conversations to get a shipping quote, first thing I would try is a zip code. Just say, hey, what would it cost to ship to this zip code? And give out your home zip code. And usually, like a lot of shipping companies can quote based off zip code. Like they don't need an actual street address to write up a quote. Now, if they're like giving you grief and they're like, no, we need an actual address, don't want to give them your home address, then just give them like, I don't know, like the closest USPS address or like, I don't know. I mean, I maybe don't send them like a McDonald's, but like an address of something that could potentially receive your product. Heck, find the name of a prep center in your hometown and give them that address and just say, can you use this address for the quote? And then if they do like look it up and they're like, I want to see if this address is legit, they'll look it up and they'll be like, wow, it's a prep center, it's a warehouse, these people are legit. So like, and then when you end up actually placing the order, be like, actually, can you ship this order to this address instead? Boom, no issues, no problem, right? So that's what I would do. If you are worried about giving your home address, then just send them an address of a mail place near you or a warehouse near you and say, use this for the quote.